Now, I remember last year when the whole hypothetical for women was brought to you about would you rather be in the woods stuck with a man alone or stuck with a bear? And then I also had a hypothetical brought to me a long time ago about would you rather fight 100 mini horses or one giant duck the size of a horse? And I said, give me that duck the size of a horse and I'm gonna up that duck. Now, the latest hypothetical that has gone viral and taken over the internet is clearly the 100 men versus the gorilla debate, which is a crazy debate to think about, which, there's always something fun to take up out of this. Who would you really take in this scenario, especially if you were one of the 100 men? I know if you're one of the 100 men, you would like to believe, oh yeah, I ain't gonna go out there and die. I mean, if there's 99 more of me out there, we're gonna win. You would like to believe that, but do you really know how strong a gorilla is? First of all, just a basic chimpanzee can rip off your face and tear you completely to shreds. There's been plenty of those face surgeries that's taking place out here on the internet. I watched a whole litany of those videos, which that is a disturbing rabbit hole to fall down. But I fell all the way down there. I was stuck in a sunken place in a whole world of people that done shot their faces off with shotguns and had crazy monkey incidents. Because there's a lot of nuances to this conversation that we have to consider here. Do the men get to have weapons? Because if they get to have guns, I gotta take the men, because you're not gonna get close to the gorilla. You would just shoot him up. And it also depends on what kind of guns you got. If you got basic handguns, I don't know. He might be able to get to you faster than you think. And he might just start bowling through you like you were at the bowling alley. And that is not fun. But if the men have anything other than automated weapons, grenades, RPGs, or anything like that, I'm taking the gorilla. The gorilla is going to tear them apart. Just one forearm swing, the gorilla is going to wipe out at least 10 guys. And then once you start seeing guys go down one by one, you're going to start losing battle competitiveness. Your battle spirit will disappear. It will vanish, vacate. I remember King Ali TV was talking about this very recently, and he was just talking about the first guy that gets grabbed by that gorilla and gets torn in two, and he just slings him around, and there's just blood splattered all over your people. The morale is going to dip.
First guy is going to go in. He's going to get ripped up. Then the second group of guys is going to be like, all right, look, let's jump him. And then they're going to be like on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and nobody's gonna move. They're gonna be like, I thought you was gonna go. What happened? And it's gonna go like that. The morale of the group is going to drop as soon as they start seeing blood. It will be impossible to do this with no casualties. I have no faith in y'all.
And once that battle spirit is eradicated, there's no more chance in that fight. Once you lose your fighting backbone, you stand no chance. And I don't blame you for losing your willpower to fight or losing your willpower to go on, because if I saw that and I saw somebody's intestines hanging off of my head, I'm pretty sure I would give up too. Because another thing he alluded to is the first thing that gorilla bites, it's gone. If he bites your kneecap, all of that leg is missing. You're finished. You're out of the battle and you're going to die. One hard hit to the head, he could kill you. Just smash your cranium all in one. Could you imagine you get pinned on the ground and he gives you one of those Hulk smashes? What's going to be left of you? Woo! Splatty patty. I'm telling you, that is just something I really don't want to think about. I don't even know what this debate is for. We all know who the victor is. The better one is what I presented at the beginning about the 100 horses and the one giant duck the size of a horse. Who would you have in that battle? That's the one that needs to go viral. That's the one we need to really be talking about. And I don't want to hear from some Gen X or some baby boomer talking about, well, back in my day, or when men were men, we could take that gorilla. When no, you couldn't. You would have died just like everybody else. You would have had closed casket funerals just like the future humans. They would have torn you in two straight from your ding-a-ling just like the rest of your homies. It would have been very savage. So no, this isn't a test of masculinity. This is a test of physics and reality. Nobody's taking that gorilla unless they're going to say it's a baby gorilla. It's a little one, somebody that was just freshly born, not fully into his prime yet, not Optimus style yet. Then yeah, maybe the humans could take him. But other than that, I'm assuming that this scenario is talking about a full-grown gorilla. Maybe not Mighty Joe Young or King Kong, but a gorilla still gonna whoop that ass. Like the one that's at the zoo? No, he's mopping the floor with you. Harambe, y'all can take Harambe. I'm putting all my money for the rest of my life on Harambe before they did what they did to him. You're going to have women out here screaming, I want to see him. And they're going to be like, no, you don't. Do you know what applesauce looks like in human form? Not good. Traumatizing. Something that would only be looked at by the FBI, CIA type of stuff. You're not going to get that lasting moment to see what he looked like. Then I just can't help personally but to think about the cleanup crew, the people that's got to pick up these bodies after this mess, this ordeal, this charade, whatever this is, Hunger Games, whatever you want to call it. Somebody's got to clean it up. There's always a job for everything that takes place. So everything that takes, place in this world, whether it's building AI sex dolls, there's going to have to be somebody who has to go clean the robots. There's always got to be somebody who's got to clean the scene of the crime. Who is that crew? How much do they get paid? And are they getting paid enough? Check your rights. Because you got to think, afterwards, you're going to have to start putting everybody in therapy. There's a lot of factors that go into this whole scenario here. Now that this has done happened, everybody's got to go through therapy for the trauma that's taken place from this whole ordeal. So no, shut your crinkly nuts ass up. Because the one gorilla versus 100 men, I'm sorry, it's no contest. It's not a battle. Like, he's going to take some damage and he might come out looking a little bloodied, a little sore, just like Godzilla did in Godzilla -1, which he ultimately took that L. Sorry, spoiler alert. So if you wanted to it's probably too late for that one. But anyway, the gorilla would come out damaged, but he would win. He would massacre those poor guys. And I would hate, for those families to know that they got summoned for this battle. First of all, how do you fall into this? Is it sort of like Squid Game? You just get a letter in the mail, you find some type of card that's lying underneath a random door that you bypass, or a trash can that you see on the side of the street, and you say, oh my God, this is my invitation to go die in some horrific gladiator battle that doesn't even need to take place. But I guess it's going to go on for somebody's entertainment, because I'm assuming somebody's going to be making money up off of this if this is going to happen. And where does this take place? Do you put it off in the jungle? Is it in the woods? Is it staged? Is it in a stadium? Is it in an arena? Is it in a cage? Where do we have this battle? Do the men get to travel, over a certain terrain? Is there space? Because I imagine there's got to be some type of limitations on the, not the altitude, but the perimeter. How far you're actually willing and being able to travel throughout this. I'm assuming there's a chance you can only go so far. But honestly, leave me what you think about my hypothetical in the comments, because I really want to hear about that. But I don't have much about this debate. There's not much to say. Humans would lose. Humans would take the L. You might as well go ahead and tell those women to say goodbye, because their husband or their boyfriend, or if they even have one altogether, they're not coming back. They're done. Sorry. It's a wrap. If they have kids, go ahead and let them have their final dinner, their final moments, all those things. They need to go ahead and write a letter, say goodbye, give them a final testimony, put it up on camera, whatever it takes, because that's their last battle. But anyway, silly debate, not close, no contest. Murder, She Wrote.